In this video, we are going to discuss few problems on Milne Thomson method. In Milne Thomson method, we are having two types. First one is to find f of z when u is given. The second one is to find f of z when v is given. Okay. First formula is integral f dash of z dz is equal to integral dou u by dou x of z comma 0 into dz minus I into integral dou u by dou y of z comma 0 into dz. Next one, to find f of z when v is given. Integral f dash of z dz is equal to integral dou v by dou y of z comma 0 plus I into dou v by dou x of z comma 0 into dz. First problem, construct the analytic function f of z for which the real part is u is equal to x cube minus 3xy square minus 3y square plus 1. Okay, first we are going to write the formula. In this problem, u is given. U means real part is given, which means using the first formula we can easily calculate the f of z. Integral f dash of z dz is equal to integral dou u by dou x of z comma 0 into dz minus I into integral dou u by dou y of z comma 0 into dz. If you want to find f of z, first we need to calculate dou u by dou x of z comma 0, this one, and dou u by dou y of z comma 0. First we are going to calculate dou u by dou x from the given u. Given u is x cube minus 3xy square plus 3x square minus 3y square plus 1. Dou u by dou x, which means partial differentiation with respect to x. Okay, x cube means 3x square. Minus 3xy square is there. Here y square is constant. Temporarily considered as constant because this is partial derivative. Okay, minus 3 into y square plus 6x because 3x square is there, minus 3y square is 0, 1 also 0. From this we can easily calculate dou u by dou x of z comma 0, which means in this equation substitute x is equal to z and y equal to 0. Okay, 3 into z square minus 3y square means 0 because y is 0 plus 6z. Therefore 3z square plus 6z. Okay. In the similar way, we can calculate dou u by dou y. Partially differentiate with respect to y. X cube means first term 0. Here y square is there, 3x constant, and differentiate with respect to y, which is minus 6xy. Next term 0 minus 6y. Okay, here calculate dou u by dou y of z comma 0. In this equation, substitute x is equal to z and y equal to 0. Here y term is there 0. Here also y is there 0, which means totally dou u by dou y of z comma 0 value is 0. Now substitute these two values in the formula, which is integral of f dash of z into dz is equal to integral dou u by dou x of z comma 0 is 3z square plus 6z into dz minus I into integral of dou u by dou y is 0. Okay. The second term is 0 here. Now only integrate with respect to z. Here 3z square, which means 3z cube by 3. Integrate with respect to z. Okay. Plus 6z square by 2. Plus add one constant here, which is 3 here cancel. Here 3 2s are 6, therefore z cube plus 3z square plus c. Left hand side term is integral of f dash of z dz is nothing but f of z. Okay, therefore f of z is equal to z cube plus 3z square plus c, which is the required f of z. Okay. Next problem is construct the analytic function. Construct the analytic function f of z for which the real part is e power x into cos y. Okay. Real part is given, which means u is given. Okay. We have to take u is equal to e power x into cos y. We know that the formula, in the formula we need to substitute dou u by dou x of z comma 0 and dou u by dou y of z comma 0 also. That's why first we are going to start with dou u by dou x, which means partial derivative with respect to x. Differentiation of e power x only. Cos y here constant, anyway product term, that's why we are writing in the same form. And then calculate dou u by dou x of z comma 0. Substitute in this equation x is equal to z and y is equal to 0. E power z into cos 0. E power z into cos 0. Value of cos 0 is 1. Okay. Dou u by dou x of z comma 0 value is e power z. Okay. Then calculate dou u by dou y. Partial derivative with respect to y. Now we are going to differentiate with respect to y. In this differentiation, e power x is constant. Temporarily considered as constant. E power x into differentiation of cos y is minus sin y. Now calculate dou u by dou y of z comma 0. Substitute here. X is equal to z, okay. Y is equal to 0. Negative sign written here. We know that the value of sin 0, 0. Okay. Now substitute these two values in the formula. We know that the formula to find f of z when u is given. Integral f dash of z dz is equal to integral of dou u by dou x of z comma 0 dz minus I into integral of dou u by dou y of z comma 0 into dz. Okay, substitute here. What is dou u by dou x of z comma 0? E power z into dz minus I into dou u by dou y is 0. Which means second term fully 0. Only integrate with respect to z the first term. Integral of e power z only we are getting e power z plus c. Left hand side term, what is integral of f dash of z dz? F of z, which is the required f of z. Okay. Next problem. Find the analytic function f of z whose imaginary part is e power minus x into x cos y plus y sin y. Okay, in this problem, imaginary part is given, which means v is given. We have to take v is equal to e power minus x into x cos y plus y sin y. We know that the formula to find f of z when v is given. First, write the clear by Milne Thomson formula here. Integral of f dash of z dz is equal to integral of, we know that the formula as we discussed earlier, look at this one, Integral of f dash of z dz. This is the formula. Okay, here in the first term, dou v by dou y of z comma 0 is there. In the second term, dou v by dou x term is there. Okay, you should remember formula right here. Integral of dou v by dou y of z comma 0 dz plus I into integral of dou v by dou x of z comma 0. Okay, you should remember formula, then only we can easily derive the problem. Okay, from the given v, first we have to calculate dou v by dou y and dou v by dou x. First you start with dou v by dou x, partial derivative with respect to x. Okay, here one e power minus x is there, here one x term is there, which means we can't differentiate directly. With the help of UV rule we can easily differentiate. Okay, e power minus x now silent, which is like u. Now differentiate this one, second term, x into cos y, x will be 1, cos y here constant, right as it is in the given form, plus second term is 0 because there is no x here, plus now v is silent, v is x cos y plus y sin y into u dash e power minus x into minus 1. Okay, therefore e power minus x into cos y plus x cos y plus y sin y into e power minus x into minus 1 is there. Here we can write the negative sign, minus of e power minus x. In the two terms e power minus x common, we can take outside e power minus x, which is cos y minus x cos y minus y sin y, because this negative sign is common for both. Okay, from this we can easily calculate dou v by dou x of z comma 0. In this equation, substitute x is equal to z and y equal to 0. E power minus z cos 0 minus z into cos 0 minus y is 0 into sin 0. Okay, e power minus z into value of cos 0 is 1 minus z into value of cos 0 is 1, sin 0 0, anyway y value 0, it will be 0. Okay, it is equal to e power minus z into 1 minus z. Okay, in the similar way we are going to find dou v by dou y from the given v. Okay, apply here partial derivative formula. E power minus x, given v is, I can write once again here, v is e power minus x into x cos y plus y sin y. Okay, now calculate dou v by dou x here. Dou v by dou y. E power x constant here because we are going to differentiate with respect to y here. Okay, e power minus x only. Here x also constant. Differentiation of cos y minus sin y, which is minus x into sin y, plus here there are two y terms, which means with the help of UV rule we can easily differentiate. Y into differentiation of sin y is cos y plus sin y into y will be 1. Okay. Now calculate dou v by dou y of z comma 0. e power, substitute in this equation x is equal to z and y is equal to 0. E power minus z into sine 0 plus y 0 plus sine 0. Okay, simplify this one. E power minus z into sine 0 value is 0, 0 plus 0 plus sine 0, 0, which means 0. We are getting 0. Dou v by dou y value is 0. Now substitute these two values in the formula. Okay, first term fully 0, which means integral of f dash of z into dz is equal to integral of dou v by dou y is 0 into dz plus I into integral of dou v by dou x is e power minus z into 1 minus z into e power minus z into dz. Now we are going to integrate only the second term. I into integral e power minus z into only 1 minus z. E power minus z. E power minus z into 1 minus z into dz. Now we are going to integrate with respect to z, but we can't integrate directly because there are here two terms, e power minus z one term into 1 minus z is the another term. We know that the Bernoulli's formula. Using that Bernoulli's formula, we can easily integrate this one. Bernoulli's formula is integral of uv dx is equal to u v1 minus u dash v2 plus u double dash v3 minus etc. Here u dash, u double dash, u triple dash are differentiation part, and v1, v2, v3 are the integration part. Okay, now in this equation we can take u is equal to 1 minus z, u is equal to 1 minus z, and v is equal to e power minus z. From this u, calculate u dash 1 0 minus z is minus 1, u double dash is 0. v1 means integrate with respect to z, e power minus z by minus 1. Once again integrate with respect to z, e power minus z by minus 1 will come. Already we are having here 1 minus 1, which is positive. What is our formula? u v1, u dash v2, u dash v2, u double dash v3. Here u double dash value is 0. That's why we no need to calculate v2. Okay. Now substitute these values in the formula. Okay. In equal to I into u v1 1 minus z into e power minus z by minus 1 minus, this is formula sign, u dash is minus 1 into v2 e power minus z by 1, next term 0, we can stop the process here. Okay, plus add on constant plus c. I into minus, this negative sign is right here, minus of 1 minus z into e power minus z, minus to minus plus e power minus z plus c. From these two terms, taking outside common, e power minus z. E power minus z common means here 1 will come in the second term. In the first term 1 minus z is there. Anyway, this negative sign is common for that both 1 and z, which means minus 1 plus z plus c. Now we can remove this plus 1 and minus 1, and then we can write I into z into e power minus z plus c. Left hand side term is f of z, which is the required f of z. That's all.